What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Listen, I know I'm early. I had scheduled this live for 11:30. I thought it would take me a little bit longer to go through the interview and take my notes, but it didn't. Okay, and I said I'm going to go ahead and go live because my brain. I don't think my brain can take anymore. I really should have poured myself a drink. I thought about it as the music was playing that I really should have poured myself a drink because baby, this is a whole situation. Thank you. I see a lot of people, well, not a lot, but I see a few people saying that they left other lives to come over. I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all for being here. It's 40 people in the chat. If you could please hit that like button as you come in, I'm going to say hi, and then we're going to go ahead and get into it. We got a lot to cover. I mean, it's a little bit, but it's a lot all at the same time, child. We got a lot to cover. I put the link to the interview with the dad. Y'all know where to find Tasha K, so y'all know where that is. But the link with the dad, I put that link in so you guys can go listen to the whole video. I'm gonna give you the highlights of what I picked up. What's up, Ebs? Hey, Lemon Kush, what's going on? Hey, Quake, how you doing? Patricia, Volvo, Tracy, Danny. I know Danny. I owe you a I'm gonna hook up with you this weekend. Hey, Cross Country Cruiser, what's going on? Andre, Carr, hey, my love. Hey, hey, hey. 8 Blessed. Hey, you guys. Andrea, thank you, my love. Look, don't be dropping links in other people's channels. That might not be a good thing, but I love it. Thank you for the thank you for the love. Thank you for the love, and I appreciate that. I need my Ursha to find me a good spot for this shot. The head Ursha ain't here. I'm gonna have to put an assistant head Ursha because the head Ursha be sleeping on the job. I don't know where Candace is. Candace probably out on a date or something, child. Hey, Jazzy Portraits. I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing, my love? Hey, Mr. Willie Brown. How you doing? Coco, can we discuss dude saying it was Tasha's money for songs she wrote that was sent to Tamika and Era? Sir, Sound Exchange is for singers, performers, not writers. Just a habitual lie. Listen, the way my brain hurt after listening to that phone call with Tasha K, I don't know how many of y'all listened to that leaked call from Tasha K. The way my brain hurt. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Hey, Tasha, what's up? Hey, Melly, Fran, Lady D, Auntie Dee Dee, what's going on? You running for mayor, Penny 216? Hey, girl, running for mayor, okay. Lisa, spiritual gangster. I love that spiritual gangster. Hey, my girl. So listen, hi, everybody. First of all, I want to welcome all new subscribers or anybody that's finding me for the first time. Thank you so much. Hope you like it and you're going to hang out. Hey, Corey, what's up, girl? Now, I told y'all yesterday that the Grand Dame is going to be with, hey, itty bitty, that the Grand Dame is going to be with us tonight. So we can ready to light the Grand Dame. For those who do not know, this is Karen Huger's candle, the La Dame. It is the 4-wick because we need it. We need La Dame among us. So we're getting ready to light the La Dame. This thing is so heavy. We get ready to light this La Dame candle. And I might need to go on and get me a glass. What's up, Peace Love, my girl? I might need to go get me a glass. I might need to take me a drink. Because, baby, the way this thing got my head hurting. Whoo, honey, I might need to go and get me a glass. What am I? Oh, Lord. Okay, here we go. All right. I'm about to say I got the good lighter. This the Bic. This not the dollar store one. This the Bic. Okay, this the good lighter. Okay, candles lit. Okay. Put it over here on the table. Now let's get into this because do I need to go get me? I need to get me some Jack. Abby said get the Jack. I need to get the Jack, y'all. Do I need my drink? Bring the Grand Dame spirit. According to Rocky, he's a secret undercover FBI informant. Child, he said he's Olivia Pope. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, let me get my drink. I'm sorry I wasn't ready. It smells good. It really does smell good. I would tell y'all if it didn't. It really does smell good. Hold on, y'all. Let me get my cup. Let me get my cup. Okay, what Tamar stuff? Lord, I don't know nothing about no Tamar. Now we know this Tamar. Oh, the Tamar stuff was orchestrated to try to deflect. You think they was trying to deflect? All right, I got my Jack. Whew, this bottle almost empty. This gonna take us home. I'm gonna pour the rest of this out. Okay, this a dead soldier. This one. Okay. For those who don't know, I got a lot of new subscribers. For those who do not know, I love Jack Daniels. That is my drink of choice. This is a bottle. Abby, this is from when we went to the winery. So this thing about 2 years old. But I was trying to sip on this one slow because you can only get this. I said winery, distillery. You can only get this in Tennessee. So I got this when me and Abby went to Tennessee. All right. Now let's get into this. Let me start with the daddy because I feel like the daddy situation was sane and it made sense. Do I like the blue label? I do. So let's start with the daddy. Because I think, like I said, the daddy, I understood where the daddy was coming from, and I feel like it's a lot. Okay? So let me pull up my notes. I listened to this during my lunch period today at work. This is how I be working for y'all. Look, this is how I be working for y'all. I was at work on my lunch period, and I said, let me get these notes, okay? Look at all these notes I got for y'all, okay? Because that's how much I love y'all, right? All I ask is for y'all to hit that like button when you come on in. Just hit that like button. What's up, big bro? Just hit that like button when you come on in, please, okay? That's what we got today. So, I'm going to go and put the banner up for y'all today. Look at that. I'm going to go and put the overlay up for y'all today. All right. So, for those who do not know, the father, his name is Randolph Scott. He is a pastor. He is an ordained pastor, but he is a retired sheriff. He's a retired sheriff department. He worked in the sheriff's department. I don't think he was a sheriff. But hey, Monique, where you been, girl? From the sheriff department. Thank you. Thank you, O Street. Thank you, my love. Thank you. So, for those who don't, all of y'all know, y'all been following it. Hey, Joshua. Oh, here comes Joshua, y'all. Y'all know Joshua always give me a hard time. But the daddy did an interview today because he wanted to clear his name. He said he wasn't there to badmouth anybody or nothing like that. He just wanted to clear his name because he feels like he's being depicted on the show in a way that's not true to who he is. And he was very upset by that. And so he wanted to speak on a platform that I guess he felt comfortable and he felt would be a fair platform. And so that's what he did. Okay. Hey, Cams. What's up, my love? Shout out to my members that are in the chat. Everybody that's lit up in green. Shout out to you guys. All right. So first of all, and again, I'm just giving you guys the highlights so you can go watch the whole video. So first of all, he said that one of the questions that were asked was, did he go to his daughter's weddings? Both weddings. He said he was never invited to Latasha's wedding. He said he went to Tamika's wedding. He was invited to Tamika's wedding. But he said, and I'm reading my notes in order, so they may not be chronological. They're just in order of the way the conversation flowed in the interview, okay? So he said, far as he knows, he said, now he didn't come right out and say this. He sort of implied this. He was like, I don't even know if they married. I wasn't at the wedding. I didn't see no wedding pictures. I can't even say if they really are married. Now, again, he didn't use those words, but that's what I heard. That's how I interpret it. Because he was being, in my mind, he was being very careful in how he said things. I felt like he was. I felt like he was being very careful in how he said things. So, he said one of his son-in-laws proposed, because he never said which one this was. He never said whether this was Rocky or whether this was Tamika's husband. He just said that one of the son-in-laws proposed in front of the church, but never asked his permission. Never talked to him personally to say, hey, is it, can I have your daughter's hand in marriage? But then made a big spectacle and did it in front of the church and then did it in front of everybody. Again, he didn't specify which son-in-law that was. He said that he did not realize that the mother had this much hostilities towards him until he heard about it on the show. Now, he says he doesn't watch the show, but he said everybody around him tells him what's going on. And he said that he did not realize that it was this much animosity. He said, listen, we divorced in 1970 something. No, he said they got married in 1970 something. I think he said they got married in 1972, I think. But he was like, we haven't been, like, I've been remarried. I got other kids. Like, I didn't realize she was still this angry, is what he was saying. Now, listen, let me tell you something. Papa, now he might be an ordained minister, but he been married 3 times. And Papa, he said, listen, this man in his 80s, he said he got a 9-year-old daughter. Now, I ain't judging. I was just laughing because I'm like, come on, daddy, with the 9-year-old. Come on, daddy, with the 9-year-old. Okay. Hold on, y'all. I need to adjust this, and I'm scared. I'm scared of something. Hold on real quick. Give me a second. I want to adjust this. But I'm really scared because this thing has been giving me a hard time, child. Okay, that's better because I felt like the light and everything. Okay, that's better. So, he said that he's always been closer to Tamika than to Latasha. He said that Tamika's always been a daddy's girl, and that when they were younger, the two of them would do things together that he didn't do with Tasha. He said they would go horseback riding, they would do stuff like that together. But he was like, because Tamika was just, he said Tamika was a daddy's girl. He said Latasha gravitated to her mother, Tamika gravitated towards me. And listen, he really verified a lot of what I said in my review, right? A lot of what I said about the father. He's in his 70s. Okay, I thought he said he was in his 80s. He in his 70s. My bad. I didn't mean to add 10 more years to the man. I didn't mean to add 10 more years, but he's still in his 70s with a 9-year-old. He was born in 1950. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you. I got my years off, y'all. Thank y'all for keeping me honest. So they asked him about how active was he in his children's life, right? He said that he was always active in his kids' lives. He said, before the divorce and after the divorce, he was a Fulton County sheriff. He said that he did security for their school dances. He did carpool. He said that he would go up to the school about 3 times a month and have lunch with his kids. He said the school knew who he was because of how often he was up at the school. So he said, I've always been active. They asked him about child support. He said, I paid child support and then some. He said, I paid child support and then I always, would take care of their needs and do extra. But I always paid child support. This is what he said, y'all. This is his side of the story. You know how that goes. He said that he's even in the cookbook. He said, if you go to Tamika's cookbook, she talks about him in her cookbook. I don't have her cookbook. I can't verify, but he held the cookbook up and he was showing where she talks about him in her foreword or in her dedication. She talks about her father. He said that he was their original manager. He said before they were Xscape, they were a group called Precise. And I know that to be true because I remember the story of Xscape and they were a group. I don't think Candy was in the group. It was another girl in the group. And the name of the group was Precise. And then Candy came along later. Candy was the last person added to the group. But he said that he was their original manager. He said he was their security and he was their original manager. So he said he was like, if anybody is the 5th member of Xscape, it's me. He said, because I was the one that, was taking them where they needed to go. And I was doing their first bookings and all of that. He said, that was me, and he has a whole photo album of pictures and artifacts of flyers and records. And he has his proof to show that he was very much there. Now, again, I can't say everything that he said, but he's got all his proof. Thank you, Peace. My mom working overtime, asking y'all to hit that like button. Thank you. He said the mother was not active with them, with the group. He said, she wasn't active in the group. They asked him if he knew anything about the money. He said he don't know nothing about the money. He said Tamika didn't tell him anything about any money or anything like that. He don't know nothing about no money. He talked about the fact that that Tasha and Candy actually got into a physical altercation at one time. They asked him, well, when was the last time that you were with your daughters? Like, how? And because he said they were together on his 69th birthday. He said he just celebrated last year. He celebrated his 69th birthday. He said, and they were at his party and they went out to dinner. He said they bought him dinner. They treated him. He said the name of the restaurant. I don't remember. He says he honestly doesn't know what he did wrong. And I felt so bad for him because he kept saying that. Like, first of all, I feel like he was being very honest. I'm very careful so that he wouldn't be offensive, right? He was very careful that he wouldn't be offensive even to the mom. I mean, he made some comments that I was like, well, okay, daddy, but not rude. Just like listen, he said, listen, when a marriage is bad, he said, don't stay in no marriage for the kids. He said, if it ain't working and y'all ain't getting along, get out. He said, it was a mutual decision. Like he said we weren't getting along, we were arguing, and it was a mutual decision to end the marriage. Well, remember, Corey, she didn't even tell her husband about the money. She said she didn't tell anybody. She said she didn't tell her husband. Remember, she said she didn't tell her husband about the money. So, I mean, it's feasible that she wouldn't have told her daddy. If she didn't tell the man she laying next to every night, I could see her not telling her daddy. He was like, I just want to know what I did wrong. He said, I feel like we did. He said, I know that I was always closer to Tamika than LaTasha. He said, but I had a relationship with her. Like, it wasn't like she hated me. He said, and I really want to know what I did wrong so I could fix it. Like, he just kept saying that. I want to know what I did wrong so I could fix it. I want to know what I did wrong so I could fix it. And he just kept saying that. He was like, but he did. Now, towards the end of the interview, I feel like he started getting a little more loose with the lips. And towards the end of the interview, he was like, the mama must have turned her against me. Like, she must be listening to her mama, and her mama must have turned. I was like, okay, now he's starting to get into a little bit of that, but I still don't feel like he was being rude about it. But he was just like, he was like, well, lost my train of thought. But anyway, so I feel like he was like, I don't know what I did wrong. He said they were at a funeral last year where they went out to eat after the funeral. He said they were cool. He talked about, let me go back to my notes because now let me go back to my notes. He said that at this point he's blocked. He said he has no way of getting in touch with LaTasha. Well, remember, everybody keeps saying nobody has LaTasha's phone number. But he said he does not have her phone number. He has no way of calling her. He has no way of contacting her. That she has him blocked. And so that's when he just kept saying, I don't know what I did. Like, I don't know what I did. And I wish you would tell me, what did I do? What did I do? Okay, yeah, he saw them recently. They took pictures. I wrote that in my notes 3 times. Doesn't know what he did wrong. He's okay. I told y'all that already. He's going to be on the show. I believe he filmed the scene. See, Pam said Tasha done blocked everybody. Child, Tasha done blocked everybody. I believe she filmed the film. He alluded to the fact that he filmed the scene. So we will see him with Tamika at some point this season. And who's to say what he said or how that conversation went. He just kept asking, he wanted them to come together and make peace. He said, listen, they're sisters. I believe that through God, anything is possible, that, that we can work through this, So he was very spiritual and very positive. He talked about how when he was younger, he said he was a gang leader. He said he was into, he wasn't a good guy, but God saved him. So he said, God can save anybody, child. Now that's what the man had said. He said that Tamika does have a relationship with some of her half brother. I think he said that the sisters, the two daughters. He has two daughters, and he said that Tamika does have a relationship with some of her siblings. Now, he talked about last year when he was in the hospital, and I know that he had like open heart surgery or something, I heard, and he said that Tamika came up to the hospital every day. He said that Tasha never came to see him. And that's what he said. He said that when he got out of the hospital, Tamika was the one that picked him up from the hospital, and Tamika would take him back and forth to his visits, like his follow-up visits. And he said he never saw Latasha. So again, it is clear that Tamika has, again, it may not be a perfect relationship with her father, but Tamika has maintained a relationship with her father, whereas Latasha has not. Whatever the reason is, that's their business. I don't know. But it sounds like, and so that may also have a lot to do with the mama and why the mama treats them differently. Maybe the mama felt like Tamika took the daddy's side. Like, I don't know. But it sounds like yeah. Now, he did say he ain't never been to a concert. Now, daddy, and he sounded a little bitter because he was like, they done flew their mama out. Their mama's been to their shows, and they fly her out, and they get her tickets. Now, I do think it would be a sad state of affairs that the daddy would have to buy tickets to see his own daughters in concert. But I also feel like if you want to see them in concert, you'll buy a ticket to see them in concert. So I ain't going to put that one on them. I mean, it's on them. I'll get this later. Oh, there it is. It's on them, but I think that's kind of messed up that daddy ain't seen and again, he's not talking about ever, because remember, he was there in the beginning, but I think he means like, probably, I mean, I don't know, maybe he never did see Xscape when they were younger, but I know since Steven got back together. He's from Detroit. As soon as you meet him, he will show you photos and videos of both of them. He's very proud of them. Yeah, he didn't, and again, he didn't talk down on Latasha. He just was like, he doesn't understand why, he doesn't understand why he has been included in the people she no longer wants to be around or talk to. And let me say this, y'all, and I this is going to sound mean, but let's just listen. Let's go down this road for a minute. Y'all know how we do over here. Y'all know how we do over here. Let's go down the road. If you've had a decent relationship with your father all these years, and now is when you cut him off, it seems very convenient to a storyline. Now, I ain't saying that that's what Latasha is doing. I'm not saying Latasha is using this for a storyline. I'm saying it's very convenient. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it ain't real and they don't have real drama between the two of them. I'm just saying it sounds very convenient. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying it sounds convenient. PC Cole says the daddy taught them Scott sisters how to sing. He was in a group also, like Tiny Dads. He can sing very well. I've heard him sing. Like I said, if you go to Tamika's YouTube channel, she has a video of the two of them singing together, him playing the piano and the two of them singing. It was a gospel song. It escapes me right now, but she's on his channel. So you could tell that this isn't new. Like, you could tell that they have, and he said that. He said, I've stayed with Tamika. He said that. He said, I've stayed with her before. Now, let me tell you what he did slide in there. And Daddy, I caught you. Daddy, I caught you. I caught you, Daddy. Let me tell you what he did slide in there. Let me tell you what Daddy slid in there. Daddy said, he said, I've loaned Latasha money. He said she didn't have no problem finding my number when she needed money. He said, and that was my daughter. So I went to the bank and I got her what she needed. He said she ain't had no problem finding my money when she needed to borrow money from me. He didn't even say borrow. He said when she needed money. And he wasn't talking about when they was kids. He's talking about like now, like as adults. I don't mean right now, but probably that window of time before Xscape got back together. Because I think they pretty good financially now. Now that the group is back together and stuff. But that window, between when the group broke up and when the group got back together, and they all kind of fell on, well, except for Tiny and Candy. When the sisters sort of fell on hard times, yeah, he was like, I've loaned them money. I've loaned her money. And she ain't have no problem calling me when she needed money. Now, he slid it in there. He slid it in there, but he did say it, child. He did say it. Girl, Quake, we about to get into that right now. Now, we about to get into that right now. So that was the daddy's interview. And again, the link is pinned so you guys can go listen to the whole interview. The interview is like maybe an hour and 20 minutes, somewhere around there. I feel bad for the dad overall because I do feel like he's been thrown into something that he ain't asked to be in. He was minding his good business, running his church, doing his church thing. He's retired from law enforcement and he is, an ordained minister. And he is over here minding his good business and he got thrown into this. And I feel bad for him because it is making him look like it does. The show does make him look like a deadbeat dad. Like it, the way Tamika, on Father's Day, I called my mom on Father's Day because she was a mother and a father to us. Like it really made it seem like that dude was nowhere around, like he left them hanging. And again, I'm not saying that everything he says is true. I wasn't there, but I don't think he lied about everything either. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that he was an active part of his daughter's life. Now, was he a perfect parent? Probably not. Hell, I don't know any perfect parents. None. But do I think he was an active part of their life? I absolutely do. Do I think he paid child support? I believe him. When he says he paid child support. He has the proof to show that he was around, when they were singing and stuff like that. Like I said, so I believe a lot of what he said. Now, again, I can't say he's telling 100% because I don't know the man. But if you go and watch the interview, I think you'll walk away feeling the same way. And I feel like he's hurt. Honestly, I think he's genuinely hurt. And I think he's probably hurt by both of them. I think he's hurt. It hurts him to see the sisters fighting. I don't think he's happy to see them not getting along and to see them fighting. And I think he's very hurt that it's playing out publicly. I think he's very, very hurt that it's playing out publicly. So yeah. Now, again, he alluded to the fact that he will be in one of the scenes. So again, I don't know what him and Tamika talked about, but the scene is with Tamika, obviously, and whatever, I don't know what conversation they had, but he alluded to that. Of course, he's under contract, so he can't really say definitively, yes, I'm on the show. He probably wasn't even supposed to say what he said. But he said, and I guess he's still not sure because it'll depend on editing, I guess. But he filmed the scene, is the way, from my understanding, he filmed. Now, whether it makes it into the show, that's another conversation. But he did film. I wonder if their mama gonna make a response video. I don't think so. I don't think the mother is. I don't even think Latasha's gonna address it. Tamika might, but I don't think Latasha's gonna address it because we know that Latasha's, except for that little sorry ass response she gave last night that looked like a hostage video, looked like she was reading off a teleprompter. Except for that, for the exception of that child, we know that Tasha generally doesn't go do a whole lot. She's very passive aggressive. Like she'll say stuff, but she's very passive aggressive. Can Tamika use Rocky's statements about the money? He basically said it was Tasha, not Tamika, and they sent it to her in error. Oh, you asking a lot of questions, so I'm gonna make sure. Okay. Now, moving on from that, that's the daddy. Let's get into. Hold on. Let me get to my notes. I got about 3 pages. First of all, okay, this is where it starts. So first of all, let's just go on and call a thing a thing. Tasha's milking this, and I'm not mad at her. Listen. Y'all know. Y'all know I'll give it to Tasha when I feel like I need to give it to her. But Tasha milking this, but she's supposed to. She is supposed to milk this. She absolutely, hell, I'm milking it. Okay? Now, first of all, she dropped. Now, okay, so let me go through the timeline as best I understand it. Tasha flew into Atlanta earlier this week. She was supposed to be interviewing Monique and that boy from Love After Lockup, that couple. Supposed to be interviewing them. There was some situation with the publicist. The interview got canceled. Tasha said, well, hell, I ain't trying to waste a trip to Atlanta. Let me see if I can talk to the mistress. Remember, she had her whole little live that she did last Friday. We talked about that. So thank you so much. Thank you. You watching the basketball? I know that's right. Basketball, listen, it's that time of year. So why do I feel like I'm watching Tyler Perry play Child, Bad Wigs and all? Anyway, so she reached out to Unique and asked Unique if she wanted to do an interview. Unique said yes. Unique showed up at Tasha K's Airbnb, wherever she was, 12:30 at night with a bodyguard. I don't know if the bodyguard was for her or for Tasha K, but either way, she has security. They stayed up. Tasha said she stayed up for 2.5 hours interviewing this woman. I don't know how she did it. Let me tell you something. I don't know how Tasha K sat there for 2.5 hours talking to this woman. Part of the reason why we here early is because the interview on Tasha K Live was 1 hour and 10 minutes long, and I thought I was going to need that much time. Let's be clear. I fast forwarded through so much of that damn interview. I don't know. Listen, I'm going to give you credit for this one, Tasha. I don't know how you sat through that mess. We're going to get there. But so what happened was, y'all know what's today? Friday, Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday morning. We woke up to that clip from Tasha K saying, I just interviewed Unique. I owe her an apology. It's explosive. You know, I think that was Wednesday morning. We all woke up to that. Rocky called her that day. She said that she was on her way to her gate. She was at the airport. He was on the phone with her. Somehow, I guess she scheduled for him to call her back when she got back to her studio. So what we saw today on her on YouTube, she posted this on YouTube. What we saw today on YouTube was that phone call, and she leaked it. I ain't gonna say she leaked it. She played it. Y'all, I can't stress to y'all I don't want to say crazy because I think crazy is too easy. I cannot stress to y'all how that phone call was weird. The phone call was weird. It was spastic. Like it was all over the place. There was no straight line. He was trying to bamboozle Tasha. You know what I'm saying? He's used to being able to overtalk and talk. Listen, Lamar Whitehead. It was very Lamar Whitehead. I'm getting there, Pam. It was very Lamar Whitehead. It was, I'm a talk. And when you try to push the conversation this way, I'm going to bring you back to where I want you to be. So that, anyway, so let me go over the highlights of what this man just said to Tasha K. Now, I'm going through my notes. This is in no particular order, child, because he was all over the damn place. Let me start here. Okay, so first of all, he said Unique was a stalker, right? He alluded to the fact that Unique was a stalker, that she's been stalking him for years, and that she moved to be closer to him. Tasha K brought up the fact that she has his name tatted on her back, and he was like, "Yeah, because she's crazy. She's a stalker. She's just stalking me." He said that she tapped into his phone to get some of these receipts that she had for Tasha K, and He said, yeah, you're going to find out. It's federal. The feds got it. And he kept, when Tasha K said that, he kept saying federal. I didn't know what she was talking about. But literally, that's what she meant. This man he kept talking about it's a federal case. And every time Tasha tried to ask him something that he ain't want to answer, that was his answer. Oh, I can't say too much. This is a federal case. I can't say too much. It's federal. Tasha, we're going to talk. Wait till we get together. I'm going to tell you in person, but I can't say it over the phone. It's federal. I can't say it over the phone. And my thing is, if it's a federal case, it's a federal case. It don't matter whether y'all face to face or not. I can't. So every time she tried to ask him something that he ain't want to answer, oh, Tasha, it's federal. Oh, you're going to see. Wait till I talk to you. Yeah, we're going to talk. We're going to chop it up. We're going to talk. Now, the first lie he told was that he was calling Tasha K about something else. He said, Tasha, I like you. I've been following you, and I like what you do. I like how you move. And I was calling you to talk to you about this Xscape shit. I wanted to let you know what was going on because I know they lying, and I wanted to talk to you and give you my side of the story of this Xscape thing. No, sir, you called her because she dropped that tidbit that she had just interviewed Unique. That's why you call her. Don't try to flip the script now, talking about something. You really called her to get an interview so you could tell your side of the Xscape story. And I didn't even know nothing about that. You a lie. And the truth ain't in you. I believe that too. Tasha knows. Listen, Tasha knows all of this, but I'm just going to go through my notes, y'all. So then he says, hold on. He said that Unique is a scammer and her whole family is scammers. And the feds are looking at them and that he can't send her any of his receipts or any of his proof because it's evidence in the federal case. I ain't lying. I can't make this up, y'all. He said he can't send her nothing because it is part of the federal case. So he can't send Tasha K none of his receipts to prove that he's innocent or that he ain't had no affair because it's part of the federal case. I can't make this up. I can't make this up. Now, we know that Rocky used to work for R. Kelly. So Tasha asked him, well, how'd that come about? What did you used to do for R. Kelly? He said he started off as his bodyguard, but then he said his Rock Beats, which is the name of his company. He said, that's me. Rock Beats, that's me. He said, go find the BBC interview I did, Tasha K. I did a BBC interview, Tasha K. You got everything is in the interview. Go see my BBC interview. And I said, BBC interview? Then he said, yeah. He said, I'm like Mr. Fix-It. He called himself Olivia Pope. He said he even connected to the president like Olivia Pope. You sleeping with the president like Olivia Pope was? Is you sleeping with Biden? He said that he's Mr. Fix-It. He said he was there to help Michael Jackson. He said he was there to help Britney Spears. He was there to help Tamar. And he was there to help R. Kelly, y'all. He said that's what he said, y'all. I'm not making this up. That's what he said. He said he is Mr. Fix-It. He said he like an Olivia Pope. He said, so Tasha K brought up the fact that he told, that's the other thing he told Tasha K. He said, you should have called me about your situation. I could have took care of it. Tasha K, my situation. She said, what situation? He said, you know your situation. She said, I got a lot of situations. What you talking about? He said, you know your situation with Cardi B. She said, you got $4 million? He was like, nah, but you should have came to me. I'd have took care of that for you. She was like, so you could have got me out of my situation. He was like, yeah. All I had to do was make a phone call. I could have took care of that for you. You should have called me. Y'all, I ain't making this up. Y'all, I'm not making this up. So Tasha K said that she saw pictures of his privates. And she said, I don't leak no pictures. I don't do nudes. I don't do none of that. But she said, I want to let you know I saw them. She said, she said, I've had 2 or 3 other women who claim to have been with you reach out to me, and they all sent me the same picture. So here's the thing. Now, she did say that he's smart enough not to have his face in the picture, but all three of them women have the exact same dick pic. Now, it still don't mean that it's his, but it means that that is the one that he sends out to claim is his. Allegedly, according to Tasha K. Not really be, according to Tasha K. He said, now here's what, okay, I'm going to get to that part last. Hold on, let me get through my notes and I'm going to tell you what the crux of all this is. Now, he keeps saying that he can't talk on the phone, but he never shut up. He kept saying, I can't talk on the phone. We can't talk on the phone. We can't talk on the phone. But this mofo never shut the hell up. Like, this conversation had to be a good 45, 50 minutes long. For somebody that couldn't talk on the phone, he kept talking on the phone. Oh, let me take a pause for the calls. Tyra, thank you so much for your super sticker. What is it? A super support? You sent me a super support on a video. I appreciate you so much. And hold on, I got a Cash App yesterday when I got off of here. Hold on. Because thank you. I want to make sure I remember my people, especially my people who be, looking out for me like that. Thank you so much. Hold on, let me get to it. Oh, you sent your government name. I don't say people's government name, but I'll say your initials. KWW. Thank you so much for your Cash App. I appreciate it. Yep. But please hit that like button. That's a free way to support the channel. Donations are not required, but they are appreciated and accepted. But just hit the like button. I appreciate that too. Now, she kept saying, let's meet in person. Let's meet in person. Let's meet in person. Then he said something so crazy. Hold on, y'all. For the people who listen to the phone call, please back me up in the chat. If I'm saying it wrong, y'all get me together because I really want to make sure I got this right. What's up, Trezor Lane? Yeah, honey, we spilling the tea over here, honey. I went behind the paywall so y'all wouldn't have to, okay? Rocky making it sound as if Tamika's check wasn't really hers, but it was. We're gonna get to that, Miss Shirley. Oh, we're gonna get to that because, child, that what was funny. He said, Tasha, you're not gonna believe the stuff that's about to drop. You're not going to believe the explosiveness that's getting ready to drop. I'm telling you, it's coming and you ain't ready for it. This mofo said information is getting ready to drop about Tamika having naked pics, Todd kissing a transgendered woman. He ain't used that language, but I'm using the language. And he said Tiny is in a lot of trouble. I said, what? Now, put it in chat. If y'all listen, did I say that right? Because I wrote it down. Of course, he said, he threw some shots at Todd. He said, yeah, because I'm my own man. I got my own. I don't need to ride off like Todd. He threw some shots at Todd, child. Y'all know what he did. He said Tamika sent him right. He said Tamika sent him naked pictures. That some information is going to drop about Todd kissing a transgender or someone or. It was, and then he said, and Tiny in a lot of trouble. He just left it. He just said, Tiny in a lot of trouble. Okay, I just want to make sure. I thought he said Todd. Because I was wondering why Tasha K had Todd in the thumbnail, but that's why I said, oh, that must be why she put Todd in the thumbnail because he said that about Todd. That's exactly what he said. Thank you. See, y'all keeping me honest. Y'all are keeping me honest. Okay. All right, this is I'm still on him. I ain't even got to the girl yet. I'm still on him. This is the part about the money. He said that the website that got the girls the money, the women the money. He said that they got it wrong. That they were really sending Tamika Latasha's money, and they got it wrong because they know Tasha wrote those songs. Sir, what the hell are you talking about? This wasn't about songwriting. This was a performance. They've been clear that this was about performances. What are you talking about? He said that Tamika had Latasha's money. He said it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out. Tamika had Latasha's money. I said, okay. He said that he was connected to gangs, and that's why he can't say a whole lot because this is some gang stuff connected. Now I don't know how he went from being Olivia Pope to being the head of the gang, but child, he said something about the gang. Okay, he said he can't be part of all this BS because he's too connected. He's too connected. He said that his partners in his business are billionaires. His partners are billionaires, and that, again, he said Britney Spears, Jacquees, Trey Songz, Xscape, child. He named all these people. He could have helped her in the Cardi situation, tattoos, cash app, mistresses. He said he knows Saint. So Tasha asked him, well, have you cheated? Like, let's just cut through the BS. Have you cheated on Latasha? And he said, well, I mean, I ain't no angel. I mean, all relationships go through their ups and their downs. All relationships have good and bad. And I'm not saying we done been through that we've had bad. I'm not saying we've had bad. I'm just saying, we've been through some stuff. Sir, is that a yes or a no? So then he was like, I mean, going to the strip club, I don't think that counts. I don't think that counts. He said, I mean, what you trying to say? I had a relationship? No, I ain't never do none of that. But I mean, we done had our situations. Sir, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, yes or no? Have you cheated on this woman? Okay. He said that the woman is lying about getting pregnant by him because he said he can't produce children. He said he can't produce children. He said, Tasha said, well, have you had a vasectomy? He said, I mean, let's just say, again, he started stuttering. Well, let's just say it's a medical condition. But no, he said, because that's why me and Tasha only had the one, because medically I can't produce no kids. Well, is it that you can't produce kids, or is it that it's hard to produce kids? Because if you produce a kid, that means you got a kid. Now, let me tell y'all something. Y'all ready? Y'all want to hear this? Hold on. Come here. Come down here. Let me tell y'all something. He said that the only child that he has is the child that he got with Tasha. Now, that's what he said. But let me tell y'all something. Somebody slid into my, and just because they in my DMs don't mean it's true. I'm just telling you, listen, I'm telling you what I was told. Now, y'all can do with it what y'all want to do with it, okay? But somebody slid into my DMs. And they told me a few things. And one of the things they told me is that he got a whole nother baby from when he was in college. Now, that's what they told me. They told me while he was in college, he had a situation. And he got a whole nother baby. Now, that's what somebody told me. I can't say who, what, when, where, or how, because, but I'm just telling you what they told me. They told me that he got a whole nother baby from college. Allegedly. Thank you, Peace. Thank you, Peace. Allegedly. Yeah, the kid would be grown now because the man 50. So that happened while he was in college. Look, if it's a lie, somebody else told it. If it's a lie, somebody else told it. Okay. So he said he can't even produce no children. Okay. And he said he has one son. Okay. Now, I'm going to end this rocky phone call on this one line. I'm Rocky said, basically, I'm paraphrasing y'all because I didn't write it word for word, but this is what he said. He said, there's nothing that you can say that's going to make her leave me. He said, we're going to sit back and laugh at this because there's nothing you can say that's going to make Tasha leave me. Now, that's what he said. Hold on. I'll be right back. Y'all got me drinking this liquor. I'll be right back. He said, I'm going to say it one more time. We're going to sit back and laugh at this because there's nothing you can say that's going to make her leave me. Now, I'll be right back. And when I come back, we're going to talk about what the mistress said to Tasha K. I'll be right back. Hold on. Sorry about that. Pam said that's the most honest thing he said. It is, because she not going nowhere. He ain't telling no lies. Because listen, I believe Tasha know all of this already. Like, I honestly don't think any of this is going to be a surprise to her. Now, maybe some of the details, but Tasha know that man be creeping. Tasha know that man be out here creeping. Tasha know that man is a liar. If y'all could, I don't want to play none of it because, again, Tasha K don't play them games. And what? Okay, Scooter Boo, Night Boo. Tasha K don't play them games, and I ain't trying to stream nothing. I don't want nothing out there. But if y'all go listen to this man, he sounds like he was high or drunk or something. Like, the man didn't even sound, he sounded off. He really sounded off, y'all. The mama fuss about Tamika talking about the money, but not the... Oh, that's the other thing he said. He said that whole scene was chopped and screwed. He said because Tamika really got Latasha's money and that the scene was the other way around. Sir. So he's saying that they didn't edit it and they didn't chop and screw that whole scene. Sir. Okay, so that was rocky. Okay, that was rocky. Now let's get into the mistress. Now I don't even have a whole lot of notes for the mistress. You know why I ain't got a whole lot of notes for the mistress? Because she got on my nerves. Said the money. Oh, okay. Yeah. Now he didn't really go too deep into this, but he said that the whole money theft is a plot. He was trying to, I feel like he was alluding to the fact that it's not real, that it's just a storyline. He said it's a plot. It's just a plot. Now, either it's a plot and a storyline, or it's true, it's just flipped around. Like, it can't be both at the same time. Abby says she's still stuck at Olivia Pope. Listen, that man said he like Olivia Pope. He said he could have fixed Tasha's Cardi problem. She should have called him. Baby. And he alluded to the fact that he's a fix-it. He said, you know, Michael Jackson was going through his stuff. I helped him out. I was there. Sir, what? So you what? You was there to help Britney Spears too? That woman was in a conservatorship for 13 years. What you do for her? You was there to help R. Kelly. R. Kelly is in jail for the rest of his natural life. What you do for him? He sure did. I see Pam in the chat. The interview was a money grab. I'm sorry. The lot more sorry. Oh yeah, child. We got something for coming. Tomorrow we're gonna be over on Pam's channel if time allows. I think like early afternoon. Y'all be ready for that. Got some documents to go over with y'all tomorrow. Okay. So we get to the interview. This is the part where I need a drink. I need a drink for him, but it's this mistress that I need a rip. Look, y'all. It's 260 people in the chat. I hope I got 220 likes. What my likes looking like, mods? I hope I got 220 likes. If you haven't hit the like button, please do. I appreciate you much. First of all, let me say this. This woman has really convinced herself that she's somebody different, that she's somebody special, that she is not the average side chick other woman. Ma'am, you are all of the above. You are a side chick. You are the other woman. And you fell for the oldest trick in the book. You fell for all the lines. You fell for all the schemes. You fell for all of it. Okay? You did. I'm sorry. This man told you that he was going to leave his wife, that he just needed to get some things in order. He needed to move some money. He needed to make sure everything was right. He didn't think it was fair to leave her high and dry. So he wanted to make sure he established his own. Now, mind you, you just told Tasha K that you was working for, Britney Spears, Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, Trey Songz, that you do country music, that you Olivia Pope, that you could fix her $4 million Cardi B problem. But you telling the side chick, well, I want to make sure that I got everything in place. First of all, you was with this man for 5 years. Beverly, we already talked about the father, Beverly, at the beginning. Thank you, though. Thank you. The link is, yeah, I got the link pinned and everything. So that's number one. You fell for the oldest trick in the book. You fell for the banana in the tailpipe, okay? And it's not even so much that you fell for. You are still sitting here like you're different. She was like, I ain't know. Everybody trying to make it seem like I'm just the side chick. I ain't no side chick. Ma'am, you are absolutely a side chick. You are the very definition of a side chick. That is who you are. I'm sorry if that hurts. I'm sorry if you don't want to accept that. But ma'am, you are a side chick. Now, the first thing is she said they've been together for 5 years. Tasha K, listen, it reminded me of the Ariana Curry interview a little bit because it's okay, Beverly. It's okay. It's okay. It reminded me a little bit of the Ariana Curry because Tasha K asked you a very simple question. Were y'all together for 5 years straight or was it like an off and on thing? She said, we were together for 5 years straight. But then the more and more she talked, she said, well, we would break up and get back together. Ma'am, that is the very definition of off and on. That is the very definition of off and on. If y'all was together 1 week and broken up the next week, that is the very definition of off and on. Hey, Dr. Sophie, what's up? I said, what the fuck? I said, so then, now I will say this. Let me tell you what I did enjoy. I'm going to tell y'all what I did enjoy. At the beginning, Tasha K was trying to backpedal and pussy pop off of all that shit she said about this woman, how she was lying, and this wasn't true, and that wasn't true, and that wasn't true. And she was like, and Tasha K kept trying to, well, I didn't say that. She said, yes, you did. You said ... And Tasha K was like, well, I didn't say that. She said, yes, you did. You said ... I mean, Tasha K was trying to two-step out of it, and she was like, bring your ass back. You said it. You said everything. So I do appreciate that she held Tasha K. Now, Tasha K did apologize, but baby, she definitely was trying to. So she said she was pregnant 3 times by this man. I want to be as sensitive about this as I can because I do not ever want to feel like I'm making fun of anybody when it comes to their children and carrying children or nothing. So I'm going to be very sensitive about this. And I'm serious. I'm not even joking right now. She said the first pregnancy, she terminated it. She said that he asked her to terminate it because he said, this isn't how I want to bring a child into our relationship. We got to wait until I leave my wife. I want to be able to wake up with my child, blah, 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 blah. She got pregnant again. And I believe she said that there was something wrong and she had a miscarriage. She got pregnant the 3rd time and she terminated the 3rd one because by then she realized that she started, the 3rd pregnancy was the one back in the summer when she when she exposed it. That allegedly was the 3rd pregnancy. And she said by that time she knew that he really wasn't going to leave and it was all a lie and he was just stringing her along. Again, I'm gonna leave that. I'm just leave that right there. Tasha K asked her, because I wrote in my notes, she is delusional. It is right here in my notes. She is delusional. Tasha K said, well, why did you decide to expose him? If y'all been together for 5 years and you've been dealing with his BS for 5 years, she said, well, he pissed me off and that was the final straw. Like I was already ready to leave him and then he just pissed me off and so I put it out there. Tasha K said, well, did he ever spend the night? This is when I knew that she was living in her own delusion. Tasha K said, well, did he ever spend the night? This woman said, well, it's not about that. Ma'am, you was with this man for 5 years and you never spent the night. He never spent the night at your house? And he never spent the night? Thank you, Claudia. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much. And then you tell me something, well, it's not about that. Why wouldn't it be? She said that they did take a trip to Vegas, and that when they were in Vegas, he was very public. They were making out on the dance floor, kissing and all that kind of stuff. She said that they took a trip to Texas. I don't know what was in Texas, but they went to Texas. She said that he has met, I think, one of her children. He's met one of her kids. She said that that he took her to So Def Studios, and they were hanging out at So Def Studios. She said they were even at T.I. Studios. Now, she said Tamika wasn't there, that Tiny wasn't there, because, Tasha K was trying to get messy and be like, wait a minute, you was at T.I. Studios? She said, yeah. She said, and we were making out and kissing and stuff there. So in my mind, I was thinking that he must have been telling me the truth about his marriage not really being real. It was just a business arrangement, because I'm literally sitting in the studio of your bandmate's husband, and we kissing and being affectionate and all of that. You got to know it's going to get out. So, in my mind, I was thinking, it must be, what he's telling me must be true. I'm mad Abby broke down the math. Abby said out of 1,825 days, he never spent the night. Now, Shirley, that's true. The spiritual gangster said the same thing. T.I.'s a cheater too. But I'm just saying, this was her logic, y'all. I ain't saying it made sense. This was her logic. This was her logic. He kept telling, I told y'all that already. He kept telling her he had to move money. Tasha K said, well, did he ever buy you anything? Now, this is how I know that as she's talking, she's realizing how stupid she sounds. She said, well, I never asked him for any gifts, because I felt like he wasn't really spending his money. He was spending her money. Girl, do you hear yourself? You didn't ask him for any gifts. And she said, and I think that gifts should come from, like, I shouldn't have to ask for gifts. You should want to give me gifts. Yeah, you're right. You shouldn't have to ask for gifts. But the fact that you said you never pressed him for gifts because you felt like he was spending her money, that should be all you needed to know, ma'am. Like, again, for you to try to make it seem like you are not a side chick, and you are not, like, you absolutely are a mistress. You are a side chick. Then she had a nerve. Tasha K, towards the end of the interview, Tasha K was talking about how women have reached out to her after she dropped a little snippet, and how by at least 2 or 3 other women reached out to her and had their receipts and showed proof that they have been with him as well. She talking about he was married with a girlfriend and 3 mistresses. No, ma'am. No. He wasn't married with a girl and had a girlfriend. He was married and had mistresses, side chicks. That is what he was. He was not married and had a girlfriend and had side chicks. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. He was married and then he had side chicks. Listen, I'm going to be honest with y'all. At a certain point, I started fast forwarding through some of that stuff because, listen, that shit was hurting my head. Because the more she talked, the more unintelligent it sounded to me. So at a certain, and she was very repetitive. She was telling a lot of the same stuff over and over again. So honestly, I fast forwarded through a lot of it. Now, Tasha, what's up, Chloe, girl? You said, stop telling that girlfriend, stop telling that woman she wasn't a girlfriend, child. Now, Tasha did look at her receipts, and she showed a lot of the receipts, and there was a lot of scrolling. Now, the conversations did go back. They went back a couple of years, and it was regular conversation. It was, I love you. I can't wait to see you. I'm horny. What you gonna do when you see me? It was a lot of that kind of talk, but it was also that regular talk too. What you doing? Oh, I'm just laying here watching TV. What you doing? Like, very regular conversation, but it was a little sexy talk too. It was a little, you know what I'm saying? It was a little of that, little of this, little of that. Now, I guess the question is, do I believe her? I believe her. I really do believe her. Like, I honestly believe her. I believe that she had an affair with this man. I do. I mean, I don't give her no awards for it, but I believe her. You know what? I'm so glad you appreciated Ruru. I did. I went behind the paywall and everything. Y'all, I gave y'all about 3 hours of my time today. I did, but I love y'all. That's why I do it. I came here and I love y'all. I do believe her, but like I said, I don't give her no awards. Like, you were a side chick. She does have receipts. There were pictures of pregnancy tests. There were the pictures of sonogram. Like, she does have receipts. That's why I believe it. That I do believe that this woman had an affair with Rocky. Now, that's just the facts. I believe it. I believe that Rocky is a Rolling Stone. I believe that Rocky is out here slinging it all over Atlanta. I just believe that. But I also believe that Tasha knows. I don't believe anything that we're finding out tonight. Tasha don't know. I just don't believe that. But I also believe everything right. When Rocky said it ain't nothing you can say that's going to make her leave me, I 100% believe him. I 100% believe him. 100% believe him when he says there's nothing y'all can say that's going to make her leave me. Believe it. Do I believe Rocky is Olivia? Hell no. Now, do I believe anything that came out of Rocky's mouth? Hell no, except for that. I believe that nothing we can say is going to make Tasha leave him. But, child, listen, if y'all could listen, I don't want to play it. I tell y'all I don't want to play it. But if y'all could hear how that man, he was all over the place. He was manic. That's the word I'm looking for. He was very manic. You ever talk to somebody that's manic and they just all over the place and they can't focus on one thing and they here and they there? That is exactly what it is. Thank you. Thank you, Kia. Kia said, so how you going to get less that Eric Curry guy? She got cars and bills paid, but she was the girlfriend. Okay, listen. And the fact that your reasoning for not pressing him for gifts is because you know he wasn't spending his own money, that tell me all I need to know right there about you. You know this man is taking his woman money. Yes, he was. He soundtrack. He was all over the place, y'all. Like, that phone call was crazy as hell. And he did. When Tasha K said, he kept saying federal, federal, federal. I understand what she meant. But now I'm like, I understand exactly what she meant. That man was like, it's federal. It's federal. It's a federal case. It's a federal case. I would tell you, but I can't tell you, Tasha K, it's federal. Oh, no, Tasha, I like you, Tasha. I like you, and I want to talk to you. I need to break it down. I've known about you for a long time. We need to talk. I can't say it over the phone. We need to talk face to face. We need to talk. He sounded crazy. I said I wasn't going to use that word. He just sounded all over the place. She really thought that sounded smart. Child, she really did. She, again, I don't give her no awards because she sound like she sound like she was on the short yellow bus. You know what I'm saying? Because some of the stuff she was saying was all too. Child, Rocky said he got his degree in psychology. He said he got his degree in psychology, that he went to college and he understand he got his degree in psychology. Sir, you got your degree in manipulation. You got your degree in manipulation. I give you that. He went from her whole family are scammers to everything is federal to I manage Michael Jackson. Right. And I feel like he did it all in one damn sentence. Child. This is why no child escapes the abuse of a narcissistic parent. Tamika was the scapegoat, but Tasha so beat down that she was an easy target for this predator she married. Somebody used to eat crayons and think the colors had different flavors. She really got on my nerves. I could not follow her. She was all over. That's what I'm telling y'all. So I ain't gonna lie. I fast forwarded through some stuff because after about 20 minutes, I said, oh, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this for another 60 because the interview was like an hour and 10 minutes long. I said, I'm not doing this. So I kept hitting you can go 10 seconds at a time. I just kept hitting the 10 seconds. I was like, what you talking about? Oh, okay, 10 seconds. What she talking about? Okay, 10 seconds. Because she would talk about stuff over and over, and she kept saying it. Like that story about the pregnancies. And let me tell you something. And again, this isn't about the child. This is about her. After the first pregnancy, And he convinced you, talking about, he made me go against my morals. He made me go against everything I believe. And after I did it, I was mad at myself because I wanted my baby back. But you let him convince you to do it a second time. And you kept getting pregnant by him. Like, I guess I'm one of those people where I'm like, listen, at what point are you going to are you going to be proactive in controlling? Like, if you want to sleep with a married man, I'm not saying that's okay by any stretch of the imagination, but you got pregnant by him the first time. He showed you how he reacted. He showed you how he felt. You turn around and got pregnant again, and then you turn around and got pregnant again. Like, I can't have a whole lot of sympathy for that. So that story about the 3 pregnancies, I ain't lying, that had to be about 20 minutes. I don't know how she turned that into a 20-minute story, but she did. Did she seem hurt about? She did. She did seem hurt about the babies. I will say that she did. This was messy. Tasha K, a great interviewer. Corey Holcomb called her out, just saying going too far with entertainment. Even Mike Epps called her on the carpet. Oh, this was messy. It was messy. But what I will say is Tasha let her talk. Like, Tasha really didn't even ask a whole lot of questions. The woman just kept talking and talking and talking and talking. But she definitely had her receipts. The man tried to change. Tasha tried to tell him, you think you're so smart. You don't realize the digital footprint that you leave. Like, and I didn't even know this with the WhatsApp, because I don't really use the WhatsApp. I used to use WhatsApp to call my cousin that lives, but she lived, at the time she lived in Africa. Now she lives in Italy. I used to use my WhatsApp to call her, but I didn't realize that if you change your phone number and you don't update the WhatsApp, it shows the old phone number. I didn't know that, but he found out tonight. So y'all, that's what it is. I ain't gonna drag this out much more. I went behind the paywall, so y'all didn't have to. Shout out to my girl who let me log in and go behind the paywall. But if you want to hear him, Tasha K has that up on her channel, the phone call, the live she did tonight. If you, I think the live is like an hour long. Just fast forward to like the last 20, 30 minutes and you'll hear the call, because she talks about Diddy and other stuff at the beginning. Just red ball it to like the last 30 minutes and y'all will hear what I'm talking about. That man was all over the place. I never get why side chicks get mad at the wife and want to talk about that. Right? What you mad at her for? That's her husband. Do you realize you're sleeping with her man? Whatever piece of a man he is. Child. Yes, WhatsApp only connects to your new number. I love Tasha as a singer, but I need her to grow a brain and a spine and leave dude unless they match. Well, this was a money grab. Tasha definitely pulled it. I mean, she definitely strung it out. I mean, don't get me wrong. I really don't feel like I learned a whole lot that what I didn't already know. You know what I'm saying? But, and again, I guess my biggest thing is I just don't think any of this is news to Tasha. I just don't. I don't think any of this is news to her. Even the pregnancy. She may not have known about the pregnancies, but I don't think she's surprised by them. I could be wrong, but that's just, I don't believe so. So I'm getting ready to get over here. Y'all, I'm ready to go to bed. I think we got up to 304. Shout out to the 304 that were in the chat. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button. If you catch this in the replay, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We have a good time. If you are one of my new subscribers, y'all, I've been picking up a lot of new subscribers. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that y'all are finding my channel. I'm so glad that y'all are subscribing and keep coming back. Keep coming back, okay? But I'm getting ready to get over here and go to bed. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Now, tomorrow afternoon, like I said, we are going to be over on Pam's channel. Early afternoon-ish. I'll post it to my community wall when we get it all worked out. I believe it's going to be myself, her, and we're going to try to get Thais. If you guys were over there before when we read the transcripts, we gave y'all a nice performance. We're going to try to give y'all a little performance tomorrow. And I will be doing, as far as I know right now, I will be doing my live review of Love and Marriage DC. It is the mid-season finale, and it looks like things get a little heated, honey. So that's the agenda for tomorrow. I have some reviews to get up. I'm behind on all of my reviews. Power should post tonight, and then I'll get some reviews done tomorrow as well. I'm getting ready to go to bed. I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for the cash apps. Thank you for the super chats. Let me check to see if I got any cash apps before I get. See, I did get a cash app. See, I'm glad I checked. Thank you, Cross Country Cruiser. Mwah! Thank you so much for the cash app, my love. I appreciate you. You bought me lunch tomorrow. I'm going to lunch with one of my besties. We're meeting up for lunch tomorrow. We haven't hung out. Child, we hibernated in the winter. We ain't seen each other since last fall. So we're going out to lunch tomorrow. So thank you. You just paid for my lunch. I appreciate you. Mwah! I appreciate you. Pam's link is in the chat. Thank you, Tracy. Pam's link is in the chat. And so I will see y'all over there tomorrow. I'm going to bed. Good night.